Inheritance. When one class inherits the properties of another class, it is called inheritance. Whenever we want to copy the properties of one class to the another class, it has generally happened when one basic class is formed. When some of the properties are general to the other classes, then these general properties are stored in the one class, and that class is copied to the another class, and in that case we use inheritance. The derived class has properties of both superclass and its own. So in this, the subclass, that is the class that is deriving the properties of superclass, is copying the properties. So it has both the properties, its own properties and the properties of its above class. Inheritance. It is shown like that when one class, class A, is formed and its properties are copied to the class B, then the first class is called class A is superclass or base class or the parent class, and the deriving class, that is class B, is also called as subclass, derived class or child class. Subclass inherits all the members, that is fields, methods and nested classes of a class in another class. Constructors are not members, so they are not inherited by subclasses, but the constructor of the superclass can be invoked from subclass. Like that, when we create constructors, constructors are what? Constructors are special functions whose name is same as the class name and who do not return. So they cannot be inherited, but they can be invoked by the subclass. In this manner we can use the constructor by the derived class. Java does not support multiple inheritance, so this can be done by the interface. Advantages of inheritance. First, the code is reduced, that's why the code is reused. Complexity reduces as the code is reduced, so when the code size is reduced, the complexity will be obviously reduced. Error detection is easy when the size is reduced, so error finding is easy. How to inherit a class? By extends keyword, we apply the word extends. How to write? First we write the class keyword, then the subclass name, then we use extends keyword, then the class which we want to inherit, that is the base class or super class. In the curly braces we write the class body. Object class is the class which is implicitly inherited by all the classes when any of the class do not inherit any class. So it is above all the classes, so it is the root level of all the classes. Object class defined in java.lang package. Object has no superclass as it is at the top. Object class is at the root level of all classes. In the absence of any other explicit superclass, every class is implicitly a subclass of object. As we do not inherit any of the classes, then it is implicitly inheriting a object class. Types of inheritance: single level, multi-level, multiple, hierarchical and hybrid. Here multiple inheritance is not allowed in Java, so it is implemented through interface. Single level inheritance. in which only one superclass and one subclass. Multi-level inheritance, in which one class is derived by the another class, and then this class is again further derived by another class. This chain goes further to the n times. Multiple inheritance, which is not allowed in Java. It is like that two or more than two classes are derived by one class. So there is a stage of deadlock or confusion that from which class it should be inherited. So hierarchical inheritance, in which two classes are derived, two or more classes are derived by the single class. This is called a hierarchical inheritance. Hybrid inheritance is a combination of two or more than two types of inheritance. Here you can see two or more than two combinations, class A and B. If you consider only two, then it is called single level. If you see class A, B, C, then it is called hierarchical. This A and B and C. And if you see A, B, C, then it is called multi-level inheritance. Okay.